And welcome to another episode of Titans of Work.
Hey guys, thanks for coming back for episode 3. Today we've got a special guest, a titan in his industry, Shaprio with Relient Roofing.
And as you can see, I'm not Sean, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of the way and let Sean take over as the co-host today.
Sounds good. Let's get started. Today is pretty much going to be all on business leverage, and we're not going to have too many topics or anything like that. We're just going to come to you guys with stories that are relatable to both of our businesses, how we've been able to leverage business in its highest form. Today we have Shaprio, good buddy of mine, known Sean for a long time. He's got a lot of cool experiences and work related with multiple different companies in and around Jacksonville, went to the University of Florida. But enough about me trying to explain what Sean's done. I'll let Sean take it from here. Sean?
Thanks, Josh. So my name's Sean Shapiro, CEO of Relient Roofing, also in another company, SMS Capital Group, and as well as Atlantic Palm Homes. So I'm entrepreneurial spirit. Like Josh said, UF grad, came out of college in 2010 and started my own business in 2011. Haven't looked back. Very important for us to leverage business across the board for all 3 platforms that I work in, and I'm just looking forward to giving some good content to the viewers today.
Awesome, yeah, definitely. And I know some of your background, I know you got touched a little bit on it, was acquisitions. I know you've done like 200 to maybe 300 homes, something in that, like a 2-3 year span. I know you were pumping through that, and I think that you said one time, and again, these are conversations that we've had outside of the studio, is just, you said I was able to do what I did in that space to be able to start these other companies because so many people I touched and met.
Right. So, I mean, the biggest thing for me is just building the network. So as soon as I got out of college, I tried to find out who all the power players were here in the Jacksonville market space where we work day to day. Find out who those power players were. And in my industry at that time was just in real estate and flipping homes, so real estate development wise. Try to find out who those guys were, and I wanted to learn the craft from them, so that's what I did. And I was able to leverage that relationship into my own company in 2011, and just piggybacking off of other successful entrepreneurs in the market space that might have been a few years ahead of me.
Yeah,
being able to just leverage their business model and their ideas and kind of tweak it for my own passions and my own wants and needs in business, and be able to catapult that into the next phase of my business, which is the residential roofing company that I started in 2015 with my partner.
Very cool.
And just not looking back from there.
Awesome. Well, let me bring you guys full circle with a story that I think is pretty cool about how I've been able to leverage business in my own setting. Going back to, if you don't know anything about the Thumbtack, it'll be probably in some previous episodes, but the way I've been able to leverage Thumbtack, take me back 2 years ago when I first found out about Thumbtack. It was a lead generation website. I was able to just go on there and connect with clients and meet a need. Their client would come on there and look for a general contractor, and I would be able to reply to that for a small to, I would say, very minimal fee, and connect immediately with somebody that was ready to do work. And so was on there, connected with them, and over a 2-year span was able to do about $2.3 million worth of work from about 26 or 27 requests. And once I got on there and I was able to actually elevate the way in which I saw leveraging clients' needs for our own business model revenues, I knew that I could take that and say, all right, well, what else can I do here? Can I leverage connections with either the people that I had met, or can I leverage it with other contractors or other maybe business-minded people? And what I did was I went along the path of pretty much understanding that there was a connection from Thumbtack to Home Advisor, and dang, I just messed that up real bad. That was straight Bobo. I was kept saying the same thing over and over. So we'll just cut all of that out, and I'll just jump back into restarting my story. So I don't know if you need me to clap, Chad. So anyways, let me talk to you guys a little bit about Thumbtack. Thumbtack is a great source for connecting clients and contractors and roofers and photographers and whatever else there is. I've been able to leverage that platform into $2.3 million worth of revenue. Yeah. And so what I did after I pretty much flew out to San Francisco, met with their entire team, spoke with the CEO, and they were just astonished at how much work I was able to bring in such a short amount of time. They told me, here's some of the next steps that we have for 2017. We're looking to really connect the client and contractor, or the client and, I say contractor because that's the way I used it, but roofer, photographer, whatever it is, connect them directly more so just from, oh, hey, here's a connection, and then go get the work done. They actually want to facilitate the entire process. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, kind of, again, moving into the next section of how I continue to leverage that one connection is we got awarded to be a part of the Qualified Remodelers Top 500 Contractors in the Nation. So I went out to Baltimore and accepted that award. And when I was out there, I was walking through one of the home shows and saw a Home Advisor booth. And as I was, walking past them, one of the guys was like, "Hey, man, you look like you could probably use some more business." I technically was pretty good on business at the time. We were operating at full capacity, and I was like, "Sure, yeah, like talk to me some more about what you think." Hey, we got this lead generation website. You've probably heard of us before. They're called Service Magic. If not, Home Advisor pretty much came in and took over, and we're wanting to really approach the way in which contractors and clients connect on another level. And I really didn't feel like I had any time for it, and so I kind of give them the hardcore speech of like, "Look, man, this is kind of what I've done with Thumbtack, and that's pretty much the only thing I'm using right now." And by speaking on that, a buddy he's a buddy now, but he wasn't a buddy then. One of the main guys from their booth came over and said, "Hey, do you mind if I speak to you for a second?" I said, "Sure." He's like, "Hey, this is what we've got coming up. It's called Elite 360.
Yep.
It's a specific program that's going to connect you with the highest form of leads that we have across the board in any platform." So I was like, all right, I'm pretty interested to hear that, because obviously right now I've turned Thumbtack into a very sizable income for our company.
Yep.
So anytime there was an opportunity for me to leverage business, I at least was open to the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So I said, sure, why not? Let's set up a phone call and see how it goes. So, fast forward about a month after that, I was having lunch with Sean, as we always do. We're sitting at, I think it was Jay Alexander's, if I'm not mistaken, having a good lunch, and we're just kind of going through some of the stuff that we went through that past month. Hey, what you do here? What are you doing this? Hey, what's some of the stuff, talking just ideas and just kind of overall brainstorming sessions. And we love that. I mean, that's how, people are going to grow their own network. And so we're sitting there talking, and I told them how I got approached by a home advisor, and they've got this new program called Elite 360. Immediately, your response was like, "Dude, I'm ready to go with you on this."
Yeah, I wanted to hear about it. I mean, obviously, in my company, we had been using Home Advisor since we got started in 2015. I had some previous information about the Home Advisor platform through my father, who's an electrical contractor for the past 35 years in South Florida, and he was using Service Magic. So he kind of introduced me to it, and we got started on their standard platform. And then Josh was like, "Hey, they got this new pilot program coming up. There's not a lot of contractors doing it. We need to go out and talk to these guys out in Tampa."
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great opportunity, and that's what I always try to tell people, especially people that are in a startup phase of their business, is never turn away an opportunity, whether how crazy you think it is or how not profitable or how it doesn't fit your model right now. You never know what that opening that door will lead to. It might not lead to something directly right then and there, but eventually it might pay into something that will be paying dividends for the rest of your company's life. So, I mean, I think it's important.
Yeah, definitely. And so from there, I was like, all right, well, they've got me coming down to Tampa at some address. I didn't know what it was. There's some address. We're going to meet them down there in about 3 or 4 weeks. He's like, "Look, dude, I'm with you. I'm coming. Let's go see what this is about." Yeah. So sure enough, we jump in the car. It was on, but it was like a Monday or Tuesday, and we shot down the car down to Tampa, and we're driving down there. And as we're getting closer, we're trying to figure out where this place is at. We've got an address, but it's not looking like it's going to be any form of business park at all. It's kind of looking like it's going to be some type of residential setting. So immediately the sketch alert starts jumping up a little bit mainly for Sean. For me, I kind of was like, "No, I'm good. I feel like, it's going to be something cool." But like, I know that you were definitely kind of like, "Man, what is going on?" And you kept drilling me and drilling me, like, "Dude, are you sure this is even legit? Are you sure it's not homeadvisor.net?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, I mean, so much so, that's how you know this guy's a good salesman. He convinced me that I was like, "Wait, where are we going?
Yeah.
And what's happening?" So we finally get there, and we pull down this street of sketchy homes, super sketchy homes, and then all of a sudden it kind of turns, and then there's some nice bigger homes, but still it's in a neighborhood, and we're kind of thinking, okay, what is going on? At that point, I said, "Hey, I'm going to call my guy." The guy's name is Rick. And so I'm like, "Rick, we're close to being to this address. Just wanted to confirm this is some kind of business park?" He's like, No. It's like a house." And we're like, "Oh, all right." Okay, so yeah, and he's like, "Are you guys on the street? I saw a car just pass." We're like, "No, I don't think so. Nah, we're not there yet.
That's not us.
That's not us.
That can't be us."
And so we hung up the phone. He's like, "All right, dude, that's the house. It's some 2-story house on some little janky looking lake."
Yep.
And we turn around, pull up in the driveway, and at that point, I'm thinking, "All right, this is kind of weird. I don't know why this big company would have us all in this weird little house."
Correct.
I was like, in my mind, kind of running through some different scenarios of like, what is this really? Are we wasting time? Is it, kind of, again, going back to saying, just always being open to opportunity is what I kept kind of refreshing myself. Just this is just a new opportunity. If it sucks, great. We load up in the car and bounce. But I know that even specifically for you, you were like, I had this, like, I mean, you had everything. What?
I was looking for an escape route the whole
Exactly.
time. I'm walking up and I'm like, if I go right, there's like a taller bush and I might not be able to get over the bush and run away. So
Right.
I'm like, I'm going left. I'm throwing Josh on the ground and I'm going to leave him behind. If he's not ready to go, I'm
out of here.
myself.
I'm out of here.
So no, I mean that ended up working out. It was a great opportunity, and we got in the door with them, and but I mean the CFO was standing there. Which was
that's an immediate validation for
Right.
us. I mean, when we're thinking about going up to the door, and the only thing we see on the door is a home advisor floor mat that they just ordered off Vistaprint for $7 that they next day aired it there. So it's like we're still no validation. But the moment we got in the door, and Sean knew right away. Obviously, he studied the website of everybody's line, but he's like, "Dude, that's COO," and I'm like, "I don't know what that is." And he's like, "This is Chief Operating Officer." I'm like, "Oh, dang." And I pull up the website, and he's like, "He's one of 5 guys on the website."
Yeah.
This whole meeting is validated.
It's a big time
If he's
in the
here,
room.
this
Right.
is a big time deal. Yeah. And so they walked us through their whole setup, and we love those guys now. Without a doubt, we were able to get in contact with so many cool people, and their program is absolutely amazing.
Right.
We were able to do, within the first month, I know for ourselves, we were able to do over $1 million in Jacksonville and over $2 million in sales in Orlando just from 1 month. So I was just blown away by what the opportunity turned into just from saying, "All right, yeah, we'll go down there and see them."
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's that. To tie this all in full circle, me and Josh in our daily business, we are always out there listening to other people, whether they're in our industry or not. I'm always giving an open ear to what they're doing, what's successful for them, what networks they're tapping into, who they're talking to grow their business, and saying, "Hey, how can you help me, or how can we help each other grow our businesses together?"
Yeah.
There's a lot of times that people think in the construction world that I'm on an island and everyone's highly competitive and there's no way that you could talk to a competitor
do it all
about
yourself.
business. There's enough business for all of us to go
Tons,
around.
man.
I mean, I'm never worried about that. I'm worried about making sure that we're all raising the bar in our industry across the board and making sure that we're leveraging all the relationships that we have with like-minded people, because the like-minded people will drive in even more like-minded people, and then your circle ends up being a bunch of really high quality people that you want to be around in the day-to-day business, and it makes business fun too, and it makes it more profitable.
It does.
Which is
It
great
makes
for
it way
everybody.
more fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun. And so, how about this? So, because of that meeting that we initially were sketched out about, we just so happened to meet Josie down there that day, who they were trying to build this whole program around. He was the main guy.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, this guy is who we think we can build the next generation around." And then all of a sudden, because we showed up, everybody's like, "Wow, these guys are young. They're fun, easy going." Obviously after we knew we weren't going to get killed,
Right. Yeah.
and we're all having a good time. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in maybe doing a TV show, or would you be interested in being like spokesmen for the next generation of what Home Advisor's trying to do?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Okay, here's another opportunity." Didn't know what that meant. Didn't know that how much time we're gonna have to spend into it. We didn't know anything about it. Well, 3 weeks later, they're flying us out to their headquarters in Golden, I think.
Golden.
Yeah, and we're out there. I'm actually manning the headset, taking live calls. We're in there, and they're talking about, "Okay, this is what we've got going on. We're going to bring you guys on for a full week, everything paid for, and you're going to speak at the International Builder Show, a show that I've been going to for the last 15 years with my dad, and now all of a sudden we're on the stage talking about the next generation of contracting with what we've been able to do, all from one singular meeting."
Yep.
And so we're up on stage last week. This was last week, Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep.
And we're up there. We're having a great time. We're talking about things that we do in business that are different than everybody else, because you kind of have to be different in business in order to continue to move the ball forward.
Yeah.
So we're up there. We're doing all this. And next thing you know, hey, here's Norm Abram and the whole cast from This Old House. This is the guys who you're going to be partnering with. We're like, Are you serious?
Which was amazing.
Amazing deal to be able to meet all them, and they're looking at us like, oh, we're big time.
Right.
And I'm like,
I mean, full circle, their show has been going on as long as I've been on this earth.
Right. I was going to say 27, 28 years, something crazy like that.
And
you know what I mean? I'm like, so 27, 28 years, they're looking at us, talking to us, like, hey, what about this? What about this? And we're like, just kind of soaking it all in. And then, on the end of that, I think it was the end of the Tuesday, they're like, hey, just want to let you know, they're in partnership with Mike Rowe Works Foundation, and he's leading the charge of trying to find labor for the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how we're going to capture that, and how's that going to happen? How's that going to look? And so we walk outside to the little backyard challenge, and we're watching all these guys, and they're donating this big check, and we're just standing there, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, we want to bring the next generation of contractors up on stage real quick and have a big picture with Mike Rowe, with this old house, and everybody else. And we're now on this stage, and there's probably 300 to 400 people around us. Mm-hmm. There's the CEO of Delta that's standing right next to us looking at us. There's a CEO of Incinerator, CEO of American Standard, Grow. I mean, all these big-time billion-dollar operation companies looking at us being like, whoa, who are those guys?
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're standing on stage now with everybody leaning in, trying to take a picture. And I immediately, in my mind, thought, all from one opportunity.
Yeah.
All from one position of saying, all right, let's just see what this is about.
Yeah, saying yes. I mean, and that's what it comes down to, saying yes.
Leverage the entire time. And so after that backyard event, we kind of obviously come back and we're at the hotel, and they're like, oh, yeah, just want to let you guys know you got a VIP dinner. I'm like, all right, great. So we show up, and the whole cast of this old house is there. All the CEOs that we were talking about that are there at that dinner. Mike Rowe's at that dinner, and we're just in there just soaking it in, just absolutely soaking it in. Can you ever imagine being in whatever industry or field that you're in, and all the top high-end CEOs of billion-dollar companies are in one room, and you're just there soaking it in? I mean, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think the cool opportunity that me and Josh took advantage of when we were there, we're always looking at taking advantage of the situation.
I love hanging out with this guy. He's going to push me. I love it.
So, I mean, you have a short amount of time to be able to capitalize and be able to maximize your opportunities. So we were in this dinner, and there was probably 30 people, maybe 4 tables full of people.
Yeah.
And I got separated from Josh and Josie, which is fine. I can hold a conversation once in a while by myself. So
kind of.
Sometimes it's awkward, but whatever, So we're at a table, and I'm looking at the table where Mike Rowe's at, and he's there with Norm Abrams, and I'm like, Josh, give him the head nod, like, there's some open seats over there. I think we should go over there and talk to him. And Josh is like, man, are you sure? Like, I'm not sure if we should do this. I'm like, dude, the food hasn't even got served yet. Let's go over there and talk to him. This is our one opportunity right here.
Yep.
This is how we are going to maximize this entire experience. So we go over there.
Yep.
We're sitting next to Mike Rowe, his assistant, and
Norm
Abrams and his wife, and talking shop with them, just kind of, hey, what are you guys talking about? Get in there. And really all I wanted to do is ask Mike what me and Josh could do as young entrepreneurs in the construction industry to be able to help out his foundation, because it's just a super great cause, and what he's doing is helping both of our companies survive through a time of 5.6 million skilled labor jobs are available in the United States right now, and there's no one to take these jobs, so we have to figure out a way. The backbone of our company is based on our labor force. If we don't have labor force, I could sell jobs all day, Josh can sell jobs all day, but if no one's there to facilitate those jobs,
get them done,
we're not making money.
No money.
So at the end of the day, we went up to Mike and was like, hey, what can we do? I have some creative ideas. Josh has some creative ideas on what we're currently doing in our companies, and I'd like to share those stories with you. And he was like, this is phenomenal. Give us a call. And I actually have a call today, of all things. It's going to be today. It was supposed to be yesterday, but we have a call today at 5 o'clock with his creative director at the Mike Rowe Works Foundation to be able to talk about what me and Josh do in the day-to-day to be able to facilitate our labor field, and how we're going to be able to continue that labor force to keep up with the demand of all these jobs that we're selling through Home Advisor and through Thumbtack and all these other platforms. So hopefully we'll be able to leverage that relationship even further, and be able to take the Mike Rowe Works Foundation to the next level, and be able to get him some more money so he can give it back to the labor field, and that's what it's all about.
That's awesome. I mean, that's prime example. Even there, I mean, who knows what can come out of that platform? I mean, the guy's got a huge reach, millions of fans on Facebook, millions of fans on all of his platforms, and so to be able to say we're connected with that, and now he's going to push us with that. I mean, that in a nutshell is business leverage at its finest. And so today, kind of just wrapping up what we're talking about, is we want you guys to take a look at what you're doing, whether you're a business owner, whether you're working in a business and you are thinking, hey, I need to take that next step out of here to start my own business, or possibly you don't know what business leverage looks like, but you you just feel like you have an opportunity and you don't know how to seize it. I would always tell you, when you have that urge to say no to something, heavily consider a yes. Unless it's something sketchy
Right.
and you're just in a bad position, obviously you can say no. But if it's something that always challenges you, something that challenges you, like Sean said, we're sitting at that dinner. I'm probably 2-3 wine glasses in. I'm not one to just, people are trying to eat and have a good time, not try to press the button. Yeah. But I love that about Sean. He was like, he came over and he started getting me thinking about it. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Are we ever going to have another chance at a dinner with Mike Rome, Norm Abram, where we can just go over and casually talk about, hey, how can we help?
Yeah.
No, never.
Yeah.
It won't come.
Right.
Right.
I'm not trying to, and we weren't trying to sell them on anything.
No, we weren't. We were just saying, hey, we're here.
Yeah,
we're here to help.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can we do it?
Absolutely.
And I think that when you guys think about that and you think about that mindset of, okay, what's around me right now that I can leverage? What's that, that next phone call that's coming in, or that meeting that I have with a guy that's probably a little bit bigger than me in my space, anything I can do to help. Hey, I'd love to network with you. I'm always trying to take those meetings through the week, always trying to have lunch with somebody, having them talk about me, what I'm doing. I know we have ours every month, and it's just, we want you guys to focus on this week, and this episode is business leverage. Think about how it can affect you. I'd love to hear about it. Comment below. Send us an email. Me and Sean are local in Jacksonville. Come see us. Relient Roofing, Direct Movement Group. You can find us on the web. We'd love to help you out.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Josh.
Sounds good. Thanks for checking out episode 3 with Sean Shapiro from Relient Roofing. Chris, hit him with the taglines.
Don't forget to check us out on our website, titansofwork.com, or these links down at the bottom of the screen, facebook.com/Titans of Work, or our YouTube channel. Boltman, out.